Gentlemen, we have a newer segment. We've only used it once so far, so why don't we dust it off?
We used it twice, Eric. You just weren't here. You were sick.
Fair. That's fair. Okay, apparently we used it twice. It's reserved for topics that require a bit more time than 30 seconds, but not necessarily a full segment. Hit it, Noah. That's right. It's thematically on theme, which is redundant, around the water cooler. And this around the water cooler, I want to talk Guardians baseball. We're through 6 games now. We're 2-4, along with the rest of the Central, ironically enough. But I want to know what you guys think. Have your predictions for the season changed at all? I know it's early, but we have a bit of a sample size now. Where are you guys at on the Guardians? Noah, you started 30 seconds. So, John, give me your take.
Let me just answer a fan comment real quick, John, because Tim Lyons did ask, do they ship D&D mead out of state? And yes, they do. You can pay for shipping. Sorry, John. Didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to get it in there before I forgot. Go ahead.
No, that's a good shot. I was going to actually reply to him in the thread while you were giving your take. So you checked one off my to-do list. But
apologies.
Like you said, it's too early. The first few games that we've seen of 6 wouldn't even equate to one football game, barely to one basketball game. But we've seen a sample size of 6, one in the division, one out, one National League, one American League. If we're going to do something silly, like do way too early takes, you do have a decent sample size across a couple of teams. It's a total flip for me. I don't flip my prediction. I still think that the Guardians will finish within a game or two of 500. But I have been intrigued by what's different. Last year, the bullpen was great, epically great. Their ERA was half a point lower than anybody else. No one was close. It's one of the best bullpens in recent Major League history. Class A only blew 3 saves all year. He already blew 1. He's only hit 3 or 4 batters in his career. He drilled a guy in the face, and our bullpen blew a winnable game in Kansas City. It's one that kind of got away. I think we had a 3-1 lead and ended up losing 4-3. On the other side, the offense has scored more than I thought. So when I'm looking at this team and thinking, we got holes in the lineup, well, we plug the holes in the lineup, but starting pitching is a problem. Relief pitching has been a problem. I think they'll get the ship righted. I like Vogt and his leadership and his management of his staff. So I think that this time, 2 weeks from now, we might be having a different conversation. But did I think we'd get swept by San Diego? Like last year, you go into a series against the Padres thinking you're going to take 2 or 3. So it's early. No reason to press anything even close to a panic button or even worry about it for another few weeks. But it has been weird through the first 6 games with a 2-4 record, which is good enough for like a 4-place tie for first place.
Noah, I know you want to say exactly what I think you're going to say, which is a particular player's name. MVP shout too soon?
Oh, Kyle Manzardo? I thought you were talking about Bo Naylor because Bo Naylor's been pissing me off. I don't know if you guys watched the last couple games, but no, Manzardo's looked fantastic as advertised in the Savali trade. Took his time to get up here, but I'm loving everything I'm seeing out of the mustached. I was trying to think of a rhyme and I couldn't come up with one off the top of my head. The mustached Butte. We'll just leave it at that. My biggest thing here is so far, my biggest concern for the Cleveland Guardians has been pitching, and it has rang true throughout the first couple games of the season. It is a 162-game season, so I'm very relaxed. There's plenty of time left. We're all tied for the AL Central with a 2-4 record right now. We played one of the best teams in baseball, the Padres, in our last series, and we took a series against a really good Kansas City Royals team. So, yeah, there's some concern. Yeah, I want to see them play better, but they've also shown a lot of that gritty fight that we loved to see out of them last year. And in terms of that type of thing, it seems like they're taking another step forward with a new batting coach and better plate discipline, some of these different kind of things. Let's just hope that the starting pitching of John Means and Shane Bieber comes sooner rather than later, because Luis Ortiz... 17 ERA, 17-1-7, not 7, because 7's even pretty horrible. 17 ERA, first start, Padres. I get it. come on. We need better. Obviously, we need better than that. Erik, what are you thinking about the guards thus far? I know you've been watching a lot of baseball.
Yeah, I have been, and honestly, I'm somewhere right in the middle of both of you guys. Similar take. I think that first of all, pitching will come. I'm not worried about the rotation at all. It normally takes a couple weeks to get settled in as a pitcher in the majors, and I know you'll say, "Well, look at this team, or look at that team, or this pitcher's doing just fine." That's not atypical. I think we'll settle into a good rotation. I'm not worried about anybody. I know you're calling out the 17 ERA. That they're playing a tough team, and what I saw against in the Kansas City series, they're going to be just fine. They're hitting the ball. They're hitting the ball well. They're getting production out of just about anybody. Bo Naylor, I wish he had hit his weight this year. That would be a goal. But other than that, I'm not too dissatisfied. For the most part, I think we're exactly headed where we need to be headed, and a better sample size. Talk to me after 25 games.
Yeah, and I got to correct myself real quick. He had a 17 ERA at one point. He finished with a 13.5 ERA. Got to give him a little bit of credit there. Those 3 points matter, I guess.
What was his ERA at Pittsburgh? It was like 3 something.
3. It was 3.
Yeah.
He was really good, but I mean, you look at it too. You're playing at Pittsburgh versus a ALCS team. I'm just excited for opening day. We're less than a week away. I will be there, loud, proud, and all of the different colors, because I will have a couple of those adult beverages that me, you, and John both like to consume when we watch our sports. Never, right? I just think it's too early to tell at the end of the day, and I'm still excited to see some of the potential. We've seen some flashes of some things. Nolan Jones hasn't come all the way into form yet. Late season trade, getting used to being with the Guardians roster instead of the Rockies. There's so much potential with this team still, as there is with most of the AL Central teams. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen. We got a long season ahead of us. A lot of dollar dogs.
No White Sox.
Give me a second, man. Give me a second.
You guys still got me? I know we lost the video, but can you still hear me?
We can hear you, John.
All right, I'm going to power through it and keep fighting. I'm going to use my laptop camera if I can't figure this out here shortly. But question for both of you on something you brought up. You both talked about pitching. Erik, your comment was something to the effect of pitching will come. And Noah, you said, yeah, pitching is a question mark. When I look at competitive teams, the question mark is stuff like, can our right field platoon hold tight when all the other 8 starters are good? Or can we get good defense out of shortstop even though we're getting good offense? Pitching is a lot of the game. And if the question mark is all pitching, what does that mean about like our overall confidence and where this team can go? I think you're right. No, we'll get some starters back. It'll be better. But if all of pitching is a question mark, it could also be a really long season.
Well, we don't know 100% if all of pitching will be a question mark. I mean, we're talking about, a bullpen and a reliever who was bar none the best in the league last year. It's too early to tell if the bullpen's really going to be a problem or if Class A is going to take a step back or anything like that. I mean, we're talking 6 games, 4-2 or 2-4. I mean, we're tied with the White Sox right now in terms of first and second place with tiebreakers and all of that for the AL Central. There's way too much baseball left to really think about that. And I think the starting pitching will be fine as long as we can get Means and Bieber back and healthy. Another question mark I want to pose real quick, and then Erik, you can give your take, is second base, because Arias, I watched last night's game. I didn't get to watch today's because of my Cavs game. Arias fumbled a lot of balls in the field, just trying to field balls in general, doing shifts and all of that. Right, so second base is a question as well. Go ahead, Erik. I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
You are rambling. Listen, we've talked about this, and we're going to wrap this up because this is water cooler, not a full segment. But we've talked about this when they made that trade. The little things will cost you ball games, and yeah, when you're getting beat 7-0, 7-2. A little error doesn't matter. Jose had an error today. I'm not sure it made a difference. It did score a run, but those things add up, and those little things will be the deciding factor between a lot of games. And that was part of my issue with that trade. You're putting this hodgepodge. I think Arias is a talented guy. He can play a lot of different positions. And, you know, when Hosey was hurt, for example, you don't really worry about him coming in and playing third. He's fine defensively. I think that'll be okay. As far as pitching goes, to answer your question, John, again, it's just too small of a sample size. I'm not saying there's a question. I mean, Bybee went out there and looked great against Kansas City. I'm not saying that there's this massive question mark hanging over our heads. I just think it's too early. I think it will come. It's not a matter of, you know, oh, we're waiting on so many people to get off the injured reserve. I think our bullpen will be just fine. And they were just fine without Bieber last year as well.
The behind-the-scenes narrative on Gabe Arias is that he's good enough being a pro and doesn't work all that hard. So I'm wondering if some of the errors and lack of focus mean that that's why he's not a day-to-day player. The other thing is Jimenez is betting cleanup for the Blue Jays and already has 3 home runs. So anybody watching what he's doing?
I mean, again,
he didn't hit that well here.
No, he's
right,
hitting
and it's
cleanup.
early still. It's early still. We don't know if that's 3 and then he's going to finish with 10 maybe.
Wait, why is Vlad Jr. not hitting cleanup? Where's he at?
Probably hitting 5th or 3rd.
That's
fifth.
interesting.
I don't know. Or maybe he's
real
not
quick,
helping.
Eric, because I know you want to push us along, but Tim Lyons asked who's better, Josh or Bo. Y'all regret letting Josh walk. Josh is obviously better.
Josh is better, but I think we can make up for the production. I was never a huge Josh Naylor fan. Yeah, he hit like 33 home runs. He's kind of a clubhouse guy. I don't know. Something about him just I wasn't a huge fan of. I think we can make up that production with the guys we signed. And I'm actually, I know we made fun of it and he's like 50, but I've been excited watching Slam Tana back in a Guardians uniform.
Me too. I won't disagree with anything that you said there. I think you hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah.